The safety equipment must be tested prior to starting the forklift. The parking brake should be applied. Test the horn to make sure it is operating properly. Check all the lights for proper operation. Examine the shift lever, which should be functional and locked in the neutral position. Depress the service brake pedal. If it goes all the way to the floor when pressed, stop and notify your supervisor. The remainder of the safety check items must be done while the forklift is running. Start the forklift with the parking brake engaged and the transmission locked in neutral. The red indicator lights should illuminate. Check the hydraulic controls by lifting up and down, tilting forwards and backwards. On lateral shifts, if supplied, see that it moves side to side. The movement of the fork should be smooth and without hesitation or noise. The steering wheel should function normally. Assure that it turns with relative ease and has normal free play. The forklift should not move forward while the parking brake is engaged when you shift the unit into forward and reverse gears. Release the parking brake and shift the unit into forward and reverse gears while the service brake is depressed. Again, there should be no movement of the unit. Look at the manufacturer's data plate to find the rated capacity of your machine. Confirm the load limits of your forklift and be sure you are operating within the safe working load limits of the unit. Lifting capacity is usually based on a 24-inch load center. If the load center is greater than 24 inches away from the heels of the forks, the lifting capacity is reduced. The stability of the forklift is affected by the load it is trying to lift. This includes the weight, shape, size, and position of the load. Remember, the higher the forks go, the less stable the load and forklift become. To maintain stability, you must keep the center of gravity as close to the ground as possible. Travel with the blades approximately 2 to 4 inches off the ground. If the weight of the load is not known, you will need to test the load. You do this by lifting the load an inch or two. The forklift should feel stable with the rear wheels in firm contact with the floor. If the forklift does feel unstable, you may need to reconfigure the freight or have a heavier lift to move it. To help with load stability, space the forks as far apart as possible to increase stability. When you are transporting your load, remember you must always drive in reverse when you can't see ahead clearly over the load. Turn your head and shoulders to face the direction in which you are traveling. You must understand that the handling characteristics of forklifts are different than that of cars. It is especially true when it comes to turning. Cars steer from the front when they turn. Forklifts steer from the rear when they turn, which causes the back of the forklift to swing around using the front as a pivot point. When you turn your forklift, never make a turn at normal traveling speeds. Always slow down to maintain balance. Start turns early to reduce rear swing. Never raise or lower freight while turning. When it's time to set down your load, you will need to square up to the spot where the load is to be set down. Stop about a foot away, level the forks, then carefully lower the load. Before you enter a trailer with your equipment, check to make sure the trailer is chocked. When you chock a trailer, the chock should be placed in front of the left front outer tire. Look inside and check for loose or soft flooring. Remove any debris from the trailer floor. Be aware that 28-foot pup trailers may tilt forward. Also, watch for other employees who may be working in the trailer. As you are about to enter the trailer, make certain that the dock plate is in place and secure. Check the height of the trailer and assure the overhead clearance before driving into it. When you have to travel on a ramp or slope, travel with the load uphill. Drive in reverse when traveling down a ramp. Never turn when you are on an incline, as it may cause you to overturn. While you are operating your forklift, you constantly need to be observing for uneven surfaces and debris. Coming in contact with these hazards could cause your equipment to suddenly jolt, which could cause you to lose control of the load. These types of hazards have the potential to cause damage or injury. Be alert for holes in the pavement, wet floors, spillage or debris, and running over debris could cause instability. You must always park and turn off the lift when you are out of the seat and moving away more than 25 feet, and also when your lift will not be in your direct line of sight. If you will be moving in front of the lift to position freight, you must set the parking brake. When you park your forklift, you must place the transmission control lever in neutral. Tilt the mast slightly forward, lower the blades to the floor. Set the parking brake, then turn off the key. Never park inside a trailer or on the dock plate. You must also be aware of where you park your equipment and never block aisles, doors, exits, electrical panels, pedestrian walkways, and fire extinguishers.